Hey guys, Krootman here, and this past week we had a ton of RTX 5090 rumors. The point of this video is to compile everything that we know from GB202 and the RTX 5090 and explain to you that maybe some of these latest leaks may not be a bad thing. And then I'm going to basically compile all of the info from plenty of different leakers like Red Gaming Tech, Moore's Law is Dead, and Kopatite 7 Kimmy, along with some articles from video cards, and then I'm going to interject my own opinion at the end. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing I do want to state is everything is rumors. I am not connected in any way to any of these rumors. I am basically just compiling everything. I'm going to try to do my best to source everybody correctly. And then, like I said, I just want to add my opinion. So this video could be outdated in a week, or everything could prove to be correct. And then, like I said, I am going to interject my opinion and try to fill in some of the gaps. So I got a lot of this information from Red Gaming Tech. You should go give him a follow. His RTX 5090 video is excellent. You should also check out Kopatite 7 Kimmy. Give him a follow on X. And then videocards.com and along with WCCF Tech are both great sites to read a lot of these articles as well. But to save you guys the time from doing any of that, I am going to, if you choose not to, I am going to compile everything right here, right now. Okay, so there's one thing I do want to explain. GB202 is not the 5090. GB202 is essentially this, the PCB right here. So just pretend this is GB202, which is a fully unlocked PCB. The RTX 5090 is going to be a cut down version of GB202. So what we know about GB202, remember everything here is rumors and is all subject to change. We know that like Ada and Ada Lovelace and Ampere before it, it is a monolithic die. We know it has a 512 memory bit bus. It is going to be using GDDR7 memory in an updated configuration, which you can actually see here thanks to videocards.com for this reference. And you will note that unlike the previous PCBs for the 4090, you end up with one extra on the top, one extra on each side, and one extra memory module on the bottom. And currently, you can only buy GDDR7 in 2GB or 3GB modules. If using 2GB modules, it will have a max capacity of 32GB of VRAM. If using 3GB, it will have a maximum capacity of 48GB of VRAM. It will have 192 SMs and potentially a 3PCB design. The main board, the I/O, and then the rigid board. I have that in caps. I guess it's funny. Sorry about that. Now, rumors that surfaced earlier this week have basically said that the RTX 5090, which is a cut down version of GB202, we always knew that was going to be the case, that we were never going to get everything from GB202, is going to actually have a cut down 448 memory bus, and it is only going to have 28GB of GDDR7 memory and 2 less memory module slots on the PCB. So the reason we say 28GB of GDDR7 memory is because we're assuming it is going to be using 2GB memory modules. If it is only using 14 of the 16 memory modules on the PCB, basically 14 times 2, which gives you 28GB. Now, this is everything that we know based on reputable leakers. Like I said, all this information has been compiled from videocards.com, Red Gaming Tech, Moore's Law is Dead, Kopatite 7 Kimmy. What we do not know is the SM count of the 5090. I'm assuming, and everybody else is assuming, that it will be less than 192. We don't know the MSRP, and we don't know the power connector. Now, something that Red Gaming Tech said that I found really, really interesting was he thinks that because NVIDIA technically has no rival for the 5090, actually it seems like the only reason the 5090 is coming out is because AMD has their AI architecture releasing this year, the newest MI series, and NVIDIA needs to release their Blackwell AI models to compete with it, and that basically leaks out the RTX 4090 and the GB202, which means that they might as well release it. So they're only releasing Blackwell this year because they have to. What he thinks is because they have no competitors in the high end, that they're actually going to cut down the 5090 to what I just said, because it will give them the chance to release a 5090 Ti that will have probably a bigger bump than the 4090 Ti would have had. You're probably looking at like a 25 to maybe 30% performance bump. Now, this is just me guessing. To release when RDNA 5 comes out in sometime in 2025 is what people think. Now, finally, after compiling all these rumors, I'm going to add my opinion. Now, the following is literally my uneducated opinion and should not be taken as fact at all. And we could be looking back at this video saying, wow, was I wrong? So I'm guessing that the SM count will be about 85% of the GB202 on the 5090. So probably like 163 SM. I think it will use the same power connector as the 4090, as we haven't heard anything. And I'm pretty certain that NVIDIA is convinced that it is our fault and not the poor design on their part, even though DeBauer has explained how poorly designed the power connectors were. I do want to give credit to Moore's Law is Dead, because he thought that the only way the 5090 would be a reasonable MSRP was he speculated a few months ago. I wish I could source the video, but I don't remember which podcast it was on, but it was on one of his episodes of Broken Silicon, that NVIDIA will probably give us a cut down GB202 with like 24 to 32 gigabits of memory. I think he thought it was about 28, so props to him, in order to keep the price down and then to differentiate it from its AI chip, which would have a full 48 gigabits of GDDR7 memory, and then they could charge $5,000-$6,000 for it or more. And it also makes me think that following the trend of the $1,600 3090, the $1,700 4090, I think we'll see a $1,750 to $1,800 5090. As far as the performance uplift, I personally have no idea. Some people are saying like 50 to 70%, closer to 50 now with the cutback 5090. One thing I do want to add that I don't think anybody's talked about is the mining performance. Now, I did a video 8 months ago where I tried to predict the FPS based on a full GB202 die and the mining potential based on a full GB202 die. Well, we have a lot more concrete rumors now, so I want to update that. I originally thought if it was the full die, we would get about 250 megahash on ETC. Now, I'm only using ETC because that's basically the same as ETH, and we all know what every card basically could do on ETH, and we can go from there. You know, like a 3090 was 120 megahash on ETH. Now, based on the updated rumor with the updated memory bit bus, which is about 15% better than the current 4090 because it's a 448-bit memory bus, as you can see right here, and then 28 gigabits of GDDR7 memory, I think that the projected hash rate of the RTX 5090 will be about 200 to 205 ETC. You're looking at about a 60% hash rate improvement over the 4090, which is pretty impressive. That is everything for the rumors and, you know, what I think. If I could add one final thing, I am actually okay with this if it keeps the price down. I think a cut down GB202 that costs less is better. I think I'd rather have this than like a full GB202, which would cost like $2,600, and get this at like $1,800. I think it will be quite an improvement over the 4090, even if it's only like 55 to 60% improvement. That is incredible. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Anyway, guys, I hope this video helped, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Remember, these are all rumors, and as multiple people have stated, I do not think we will hear anything about the 5090 at Computex. It just doesn't make sense. If I had to guess, NVIDIA will announce the RTX 5090 sometime in the late summer. I mean, based on the last two releases that I was a part of, I would maybe expect to hear something about these, end of July, early August. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. The next few weeks are going to be exciting. I expect we're going to have a ton more rumors on the RTX 5090. So stay tuned. So please hit that like button. Please hit that sub button. Thanks again for spending your time with me. I know it's valuable. Krootman, out.